Hey guys, this is PsyStarcraft with another scrumptious commentary, but before I get underway with this odyssey of StarCraft 2 games, I want to get a few announcements out of the way. First of all, sorry about not bringing you any games lately. My internet actually crapped out on me this weekend, and I called Comcast to send a technician to get it fixed, and I made that appointment. They were going to come on Tuesday, but it turns out all you have to do to fix broken modems is hit them really hard, because that is what I did, and the lights popped on and it was working again. So let that be known. If something's not working, just smack it as hard as you can. So my internet is up and running now. Hopefully it'll be stable and I can get you guys those games. Also, I have some donations to thank people for. First of all, this is kind of a mystery donation from the Alliance. I want to thank the Alliance for their donation. Kind of spooky. I don't know what to think about that. Also want to thank Jbeast. Jbeast was a bronze player. I guess my videos helped him move up to the middle of the Diamond League, so good job Jbeast. Also Immortality, thanks for your donation. And Joshua, whose birthday is today, May 31st. You guys will probably watch this in June, but happy birthday, Joshua. I would jump out of a cake, but that's kind of gay. So actually, you know what, that's something I probably would do, so I'll consider that. Thanks, Joshua. And also, finally, big shout out to Kilas for his donation. He says my videos are awesome. So EPing growing a little bit, and he doesn't want me to change. And also, Kristian from Karmøy, Norway, your brother is going to destroy you in StarCraft 2. So you're going to have to get some practice time in if you want to stand up to him. So thanks a lot for that donation, Kilas. Here we go. Enough of that. Let's get into this game. It is a long one, 36-minute game. This is a crazy, crazy game that I did not expect to win. And if you were reading the chat earlier, Iris said I was emo because we lost last game, and I just made so many mistakes. I was pretty mad. So hopefully this one goes a little bit better. But we have Psy, Iris, and Zai in the bottom against Stochastic, Nightmares, and Senin. So we have 2 Terran and a Toss against 2 Terran and a Zerg. Let me just make sure this isn't too loud for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, looks like it's good. And also, oh, one more thing. If you sent me a message in the last couple days and I haven't responded to you yet, resend that message, because I accidentally deleted all of my inbox messages rather than my update messages. Like, you know how it tells you if you have a comment or something like that? I wanted to delete those, but I accidentally deleted my personal messages. So resend that and I'll try to get your question answered for you. I don't want you to feel like I am ignoring you, because I do read all the messages and comments. But that's it, I promise. Zai going in with the Scout from the SCV. Something we need to do more often is Scout, especially on 3-on-3s, where they can do mass tier 1 rushes, if you saw that game. But a couple Zealots from the Protoss player. Looks like he's just going 1 gate into Cybernetics Core, 2nd gas going out. Pretty standard all around. Factory from the orange, 2 racks from the yellow, so maybe Marines and Marauders. And down here we've got Zai just getting a single barracks, kind of a late factory, a lot of gas saved up. Oh, he's dropping down 2 of them, so that kind of explains it. And looks like I'm trying to do a quick little Hellion switch, 2 factories for me as well. Switching onto the reactor would be a lot more effective against Zerg players, but I am against 2 Terran players and a Toss player. They have blocked off, so I'm not sure how well these Hellions will actually do. The ideal use for these is to run into a Zerg base, or even a Protoss player's base if they have a late core, but looks like he is getting a couple Stalkers, so I don't think I'll be able to do too much damage against them. Iris now putting down his, upgrading his lair, putting down an Evo chamber, still only running at 1 gas with his lair coming in, so not so sure about that. Needs to put down that other gas. He's got a lot of drones, a lot more coming, and he's going to be oversaturated here in a second if he doesn't get that down soon. And there's a Marine just kind of chilling in the back there, watching the drones, slave drones from Zai. Couple tech labs going down on these factories. Maybe see some Thors or some tanks this game. And my first Hellions are running out, and I have swapped. What I did is I built a reactor on my barracks and I switched it with my factory, and then I built a tech lab on my barracks while my other factory is building, and switched it, so I didn't have to waste time building on either of these, and allowed me to produce Hellions and research the igniter right away. Doing a little bit of harassing, not actually doing any damage on anything. Hellion looks like it got shot once. But burning down the supply depot, he's not running out to chase me. I think these Hellions would do pretty well. It'd be pretty even. They don't do a lot of damage to Hellions. The Marauders would do pretty well, rather. And that supply depot goes down, so 100 minerals, and I have Psylocked him now. He's at 43 out of 43. So, I don't know, I guess you could say they paid for themselves, but I have saved up a lot of minerals. What the heck am I doing? I am not a good Terran player, as you can see. Armory is going down. Am I going to be getting a Thor? No, I'm getting a tank. 2 tanks, actually. I have an armory, but not choosing to get Thors. Maybe I'm just going to be busting out those vehicle upgrades. A couple Hellions here combating my Hellions, and some Marines in the field. They are pushing out and taking some early ground here. It's going to be an extremely tactical game because we have 4 Terran players in it. Rocks have been destroyed on both sides of the field. Zai putting out some tanks. They do have siege mode, likely going to siege them up on this edge with the vision from the watchtower. Very, very hard to take this area when you are against a Terran with tanks. You saw before in that other game when Zai just massed tanks and they didn't know what to do. They just kind of walked in, got blown up, and GG'd. So wonder if we'll see any of that this game. Big force though, geez, 4 tanks or 2 tanks for me. It looks like not much else, and they seem to be floating. Not floating. That's what Ira said. They seem to be moving out, maybe for a timing attack around the 9-minute mark, trying to hide in the brush, but not doing it too successfully. If we notice, the watchtower does see most of those forces, so we can just kind of see them hanging out over there. Tank getting a couple shots in, killing 1 unit. And I am upgrading my vehicle weapons and also placing down my command center. This game does heat up, you guys, I promise, so just stick with it here. You're going to see a lot of action. Zai has completed that expansion, and Iris is going down as well. And if you have a Zerg player and you're going to expand here, make sure that the Zerg player expands last. Otherwise, the Zerg will expand and the creep will migrate over to this area, and you won't be able to expand there. You cannot eliminate that creep. So if a Zerg's on your team, make sure he takes it second. And then that is all I have to say about that. First Colossus is out. Colossus against tanks, not usually the best idea. However, if you keep them in back, out of the tank's range, they are a great support unit against other units that are most of the time going to be in front of the tanks, like Marines or Marauders. So not a terrible decision. Yellow putting down his expansion now, so once that completes, they will all have 1 expansion apiece. Purple continuing to pump the Colossi. Not much else it looks like. Could use a couple more probes on minerals, actually. Need to breathe. This is a long replay. Stalkers for the Protoss as well. And if we check out me, I am just turtling up right now. Not a very aggressive Terran player at this point, doing a little bit of scouting with this Hellion. It's going to get diced up pretty easily by those beams, lifting off and going to land into the bottom left corner, kind of scouting out a little bit to see any bases they might have. Ling's having a hard time getting out, can't really get anywhere, and I actually trapped a lot of my units. I thought just by lifting off these I'd be able to get out, but I forgot about my barracks right here, and they're moving all the way around, and I have just cluster F'd myself here on the left side where I was blocking off, and I didn't even end up needing that block off, but I do have this tower, and it'd be great if we could try to get this tower as well, trying to get some opening with those depots coming down. No upgrades from Zai. That's pretty surprising. He's usually good at upgrading his forces, but I guess he's deciding to get some air support instead. Maybe go for a drop with those medevacs, but right as I land, this player discovers my my command center with the tower, so I'm not sure how he spotted that, but very nice play on his part, denying my expansion, while they each have 1 expansion and some nice map control here in the middle, although we do control the towers right now. Just continuing to siege up, doing a little bit of bombing away on this stock. You'll see it is injured a little bit, as well as that Zealot. Floating my command center up to a little better location. Going to try to land it right here. Take that expansion. It is heavily guarded by a lot of tanks right now. So if we look at the army compositions, orange going very heavy in the tank army. Yellow going in more Marauder army, and Zai and I are both just kind of massing up the tanks. He's doing a little bit tricky stuff with the dropships, but I am not getting too many dropships, it looks like, and I'm choosing to upgrade it instead. Do we even have any dropships right now? I don't see any, so just massing up. Let's look at the unit tab here, or the army tab rather. Looks like Iris is quite a bit high. quite a bit behind on food, while Zai and I are both behind their entire team as well. So not outproducing them at all at this point. They do have more base